There will be several special guests tonight attending the State of the Union. Among them, Pastor Andrew Brunson, who was held in a Turkish prison for nearly 2 years, accused of spying. He's the guest of North Carolina Senator Sen Tillis, who was instrumental in bringing Brunson home. How you doing, Senator? Good morning to you, and thank you for coming back on our program. He's from your state. Tell us what it means tonight.
Well, it's exciting. I called Andrew last week and asked him if he could attend, and he readily accepted. And we were also able to get in. You know, there are limits to how many we can get into the gallery, but we've also got a seat for Noreen, his wife. So I'm excited to see both of them. I'm so glad that they're home safe and sound.
It's really going to be a cool evening for them. What do you think the message of his presence is there? What does it say about assumed allies in that part of the world?
Well, I tell you, you know, that Turkey represents a real challenge for me. On the one hand, I understand how important they are. I'm the co-chair of the Senate NATO Observer Group. They're a very important ally and a very complex part of the world. But there are certain standards for NATO members, how they treat one another's citizens. And this was a case of just a miscarriage of justice that I got personally involved in. And I also want to thank the President, Secretary of State Pompeo, Senator Shaheen, a number of other members here in the U.S. Senate. 72 of them signed on to a letter in support of what we were trying to do. This is a real win, bipartisan win for the Senate, and we really appreciate the President's help. But with Turkey, I understand their complex environment, but also understand, again, that there are certain rules that you need to abide by when you're a NATO member, and that partnership is something we've got to continue to build on and rebuild in some cases.
Do you think Pastor Brunson gets a shout-out by the Commander-in-Chief?
I don't know. I'm not going to guess what the President's going to tell me. We can speculate, but he certainly should. And the President gets a lot of credit for helping us get this done.
Most pressing issue, as you know, is border security. You had a big opportunity tonight to frame the issue in front of millions and millions of Americans. How do you do it?
Well, I think that the President needs to create a vision of a secure border that involves walls or barriers, that involves roads, that involves high technology for being able to capture drugs, find human smugglers. He needs to paint that broader picture, and he needs to dispose of these partisan attacks on his strategy, which is a well-balanced, secure border that involves structures, technology, people, to make sure we keep our nation safe, and actually people crossing the border illegally not losing their lives in the numbers that they are today.
Yeah, he could also paint a picture for how much he's agreed when it comes to getting a compromise together. Last thought on that?
Well, that's exactly right. The President's reached out. He tried to make an offer. Speaker Pelosi has been resistant to it. Now's the time for Speaker Pelosi in her chamber to recognize the President is there to come up with a compromise that addresses the priorities of both ends of the ideological spectrum. I hope that she will show great leadership and accept his invitation to work together.
Thank you, Senator. We'll catch you real soon, okay? Sen Tillis, a Republican from North Carolina.
Thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you. Enjoy this evening. We will be watching.